With the way that Matt Guerrieri is recruiting right now, there is no telling when BIA is going to end. Right now, it looks as though that the secondary is definitely in good shape right now and for the future. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ohio State, the voice of college football. I am your host, Guerrieri. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave comments. Anyone else that you know that would love the channel as a fan of another team, please let them know about the network, and truly appreciate it. Love everyone in the community, and be sure to hit up our other shows. Now let's get to it. Simeon Caldwell, one of the top safeties in the country and athletes in general, has now committed to Ohio State. On this one, Matt Guerrieri being the primary guy, but then also Tim Walton being there. Caldwell out of Jacksonville, Florida, 6'1", 6'2", about 195 to 200 pounds. He's an ideal size right now as a safety in high school. Even honestly bigger than your average safety in high school. Very fast player. He can cover. I do want to point that out that he's not just a hitter, because if you watch his film, you can see that. He's very quick. His eyes don't lie. He knows where the ball is going. Just what you want to see in a linebacker. Very rangy, longer than your average linebacker is. But I think that just shows the versatility that he can have at Ohio State and what he can show as a player. Simeon Caldwell, of course, it's very impressive how he's able to move at his size at that age. Usually, if you're a safety, you're around that, again, like 6'2", basically 200 pounds. There's a chance you're probably just more athletic than everyone else, but you're not as probably nimble as someone else is. You're, there's other players out there that can move a little bit easier than you at that size, at a smaller size at that position. But I think that when you watch him, you will see that he has the ability to move at a lot of places on the field. Now, how does he fit? I think that the reason he came to Ohio State and committed to Ohio State is because not just of Matt Guerrieri, who's an awesome recruiter and a good coach, not just because of Tim Walton, who is a Buckeye, who does have time in the NFL, who has respect in a lot of circles, who is he's a man. He's a man, and I think that as someone who used to be a college recruit, a high school recruit for a college, it's really nice to know that you're leaving your house and you're going somewhere where you don't have to worry about the maturity level of your coach, and understand that you can learn from him and see him almost like a parent figure, a father figure. I think that's what Tim Walton is. They also know he's really good at rapping, as we all know. But I think at the top of it, you're talking about Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia, of course, runs a multiple defense, who has the ability to take guys and put them in different positions based on what the defense is running, whether that be a 4-3, whether that be a 3-4, whether that be nickel, whether that be dime, all those different things. I think he understands that he has the ability to fit in there. Now, with that being said, there has been some talks of, depending on what site you look at, like if you look at 247, you'll see linebacker. Other places you might see safety, and that's because a lot of people do believe at his size and with the frame that he has the ability to possibly move from safety to be a linebacker in college. Another reason why I think he also made the commitment to Ohio State. And by the way, it's well known right now because a lot of players are saying it, especially from last year's class. You look at the Sanchez's and the Pettyjohns, the parents of those young men, they will tell you that the way Ohio State is recruiting is much different than how everyone else is doing it, and they love how they do it. They go about like a business, like a pro team. I think that Caldwell loves that. But again, on top of that, I think it's because there's a chance that he might make a position switch. Look at what Matt Patricia does, and then look what Ohio State just did over the last 2 years with, my goodness, with Sonny Styles. Now, Sonny Styles, being a 6'5", 6'6", 6'4", 6'5" safety coming down, a little different, but they've shown that they've had the ability to take a safety, move him down to linebacker, and then coach him up. Also knowing that you have James Laurinaitis, also a ex-Buckeye, Buckeye great actually at a linebacker, very respected in NFL circles, played for a long time in the NFL and had success. You want to play for a guy like that. You want to see proof in the pudding. And I think that Ohio State has that right now. And Simeon Caldwell and his family also see that, and they trust that in Ohio State. Now, here's the hard part. It's very early in the recruiting process. Of course, we're just now reaching into April. By the way, everybody, 6 days to my birthday. But for me personally, when you're talking about Florida recruits, more so Southern Florida in like the Dade County, Miami area. But when you're talking about Florida recruits, there is at least a perception of the tendency that they like to, and excuse me to everybody for this, but they like to go ahead and make some late changes in their recruitment. And it has been seen here over the last few years of that happening. Now, do I believe that this is going to be a situation like that? No, I truly believe that if you are with the way that Ohio State has been developing safeties over the last few years, you look at, I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. Caleb Downs is going to be Caleb Downs no matter where he goes. But we look at Lathan Ransom. We look at other guys. You look at Malik Harford, who's coming up right now. You look at Jalen McClain, who's about to be able to start really early in his college career. You can easily see why it is enticing to come to Ohio State, and that's not even including everything else that comes with it. Just being a Buckeye, the connections you make, NIL, and all those type of things. But again, at the end of the day, I think this is what matters most. Let's move on to Matt Guerrieri real quick. He's on a roll. Within 4 days, he got 2 top 10 safeties in the country. One being the number 1 safety from Florida, the other one being the number 1 safety from Texas. And Blaine and Bradford. And I just believe that what he's doing right now as a primary recruiter is working very well. Clearly, the players love him. The high school players love him, and the kids on his own, the guys on his own team do also. But I think Matt Guerrieri is positioning himself to move quickly here. I mean, Ryan Day has spoken very highly about him, calling him one of the smartest people he knows that he's ever met. And so it's really interesting to see where he ends up. Shout out to Matt Guerrieri for doing this. This is big news for Ohio State right now. As for the rest of the class, man, it's filling out. It's filling out offensively, sticking to the O-line. It's looking really good. Gotta love what Tyler Bowen is doing there. But at the end of the day, man, it's good to be a Buckeye. And Matt Guerrieri talked about how easy it's been after the national championship to recruit. But we've seen teams come off on national championships. Or not a lot, but we've seen other places that kind of fall off after a championship and they don't recruit like this, but not at the Ohio State University. Again, everyone, thank you. If you haven't already, if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. You can catch myself and Ryan Stanos Mondays for the Ohio State Primetime Show at 8 o'clock, and then also on Thursdays for the call-in show at 8 o'clock. We'd love to have you there tonight. Also on Wednesdays, please check out our new show, with Cleveland with Mike and my guy Terry. Guys, you can find that as the world famous Buckeye show. I love watching those guys talk. They've been doing this for a while with each other, so it's always really good content right there. Also, if you would like sponsorship of the show, please look us up at sponsorships at FOCFB.com. Again, that's sponsorships at FOCFB.com. And as always, OHIO.